We are here. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, horrible. This is so cool. I'm so excited now. I'm like really pumped up now. So,
Fun.
guys, we're so lucky today, man. I'm telling you, we have one of the best speakers that is one of the best speakers that has joined us today, and his name is Ian Nene Prabhu G.
Bruh.
So let me give you like a little short description, kind of intro. So Ian Prabhu, he was born and raised in Kenya, but he's currently living as a monk at the Bhaktivedanta Manor. And Ian Prabhu is notorious for being really, really lit. So get ready for that. He practiced spirituality daily, and he's taken part in various courses in spiritual life. And Ian Prabhu is filled with lots of enthusiasm and is great at making people smile and laugh. And this was definitely the case for the last SNL he gave. So, and this is no wonder he has over 50,000 followers on Instagram. So we're very lucky to have him today. So I'd like to say thank you so much for joining us today, Ian Prabhu, and I'm going to hand over to you.
Hare Krishna Niyam. You just know how to gas a brother up. Even when the brother's not deserving of any of the gas, you just gas him up, you know. You're a fire starter, brother, man. But no, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me the service. It's nice to see all you wonderful guys out here, you know, choosing to dive deep into your spiritual lives, choosing to connect further. It's good to see some familiar faces. I remember Anuj, I remember your face quite clearly. You had the biggest smile. You know, Kushi, I remember you as well. Kelly Gupta, I remember you also. Actually, I remember all of y'all. It's actually the same lot that I was seeing last week, isn't it? Yeah, so thank you guys for joining. It would be nice if I could see your faces as well. Always easy for me as well. It makes me feel a little less awkward. Yeah, I'm not used to speaking to blank screens, unfortunately. But no, thank you so much for giving me the service to kind of chat about a few things. It was funny. The topic is life lessons from a monk, but I was like, bro, y'all chose the wrong one, guys. I thought y'all would have like, you know, y'all chose the wrong one, but you know, one way or another, I got the service, and hopefully I can be able to share something. It's interesting. I chose to go on this path of monasticism, living in the ashram. And I've been living here so far for around a year and a few months. And to be honest, the only reason I chose to come to this place is because, you know, it's a dope house. It's like a mansion. The man is quite big, you know, and I'm a bougie guy. I like bougie stuff. So, you know, I saw them, the house is massive. So I can tell my family I live in a mansion. That was first off. Second of all, you know, I get to have a good time every day, because every day, every morning is a party. We have Mangalati, we're partying from morning. 7 o'clock is a party. 7 p.m. right now is also a party. I just came from the temple room and devotees are just dancing, having a good time, you know, and I get to eat as many times as the Lord eats, you know, so there's gonna be Mahaprasad at 7 o'clock. There's gonna be Mahaprasad again at 9 o'clock. So I can eat however much I want. So that's really why I became a monk. So I probably didn't have the best of reasons. But I made these choices, and yeah, monastic life has a lot of teachings. It's powerful. It's, you know, there's that saying that goes, if you can't go outside, go inside. And so the monk is trying to kind of go inside and understand deeper things. And you guys are very intelligent. I'm seeing through the screen, I'm seeing all of y'all are looking quite intelligent. He is looking like she's very, very smart. Look at her, she's just looking at different things. Very, very intelligent. You know, I can tell. I'm with intelligent people. Aryan looks intelligent as well. Look at him with his hoodie. Yeah, and so, you know, you guys understand that spiritual life is powerful. It's lit, really lit. And one way that we you know, we take advantage of monastic life in order to understand spirituality even more. So I'll just give so I had 4 lessons. I had 4 lessons that I've learned from being a monk. Oh, there's some messages coming in. Thank you so much, Dylan, for the kind words. You're amazing. Radhika, Hare Krishna, thank you for joining. Hopefully you won't be bored by this talk, but I'll try and make it interesting as possible. And also I'll want to hear from you guys as well. I have 4 things, as I was mentioning, 4 life lessons that I've learned for myself so far. And I'd want to know how you guys also apply this in your lives. So I will be asking you guys to also share with me how you work out one or two things, how you make this work for you, how you make that work for you. It would be nice to also know what you guys are thinking, you know? And so I'll start off obviously by invoking the powerful line that is our parampara. This practice of Krishna consciousness is powerful. Why? I mentioned this before. We get the strength of other sages. From wherever since Krishna started speaking the Bhagavad-gita, when he first spoke it to Vivaswan, we get the strength from Vivaswan all the way, Narad Muni all the way, the 6 Goswamis all the way, Srila Prabhupada all the way, your parents all the way, and then you guys all the way. It's powerful. And we're a wonderful lineage. Actually, I always tell guys this. Out of 8 billion people in the planet, there's 34 people, okay, probably 35 because Kushi is with Tanvi. 35 people who've chosen to meet on a Zoom call to discuss spiritual knowledge and discuss the actual purpose of our lives. Out of how many people? 8 billion people. Y'all are pretty lit as well. So a round of applause to y'all first though, because that's magical, legit. So I'll start off by asking for the mercy of these personalities. And then I'll go on to speak about the 4 things. I had to write them down because I'm not so smart. I can't remember things off head, so I had to like meditate and write them down. And then after that, you know, we'll have a small discussion. I'll share my perspectives on these things, and then I'll leave it up to you guys. I'll also have a few questions for you, and then we'll carry on from there. But if you have any questions, you can drop them on the private message as well. If you don't want any of your friends to know what you want to speak about, you can drop it to me personally. But if you're confident, you can also let me know. Ishan, I want to see your face. Yeah, where are you hiding? That's it. Want to see that screen open like that. Good. And all of y'all as well, who I can't see. I would love to see y'all. It's amazing when I get to see your wonderful faces. All right, so we'll begin. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmaya Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Join me on the other side, guys. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai, Hare Krishna. Thank you. I felt the good vibes from the other side as well. It's mad when we chant these mantras, it's amazing. How many of you guys know these mantras fully? By any chance? Heard of these mantras at all? How many of you guys have a Bhagavad-gita? All of y'all. So if you all have a Bhagavad-gita, then all of y'all should be knowing these verses, guys. But yeah, in the introduction of your Bhagavad-gita, these mantras are there. And they're really, really powerful mantras. And at times, and I'll give you guys a trick. If life is ever being so hard on you, or someone just told you something that just pissed you off, you know, or you're just not in the mood at times, or you just want to calm down, when you pick your Bhagavad-gita and you open that introduction and you recite these mantras, it makes you feel A-okay. They're really, really powerful, really, really powerful vibrations. And you feel these vibrations are not just coming from us. These vibrations are coming from something way higher, guys, you know? And yeah, what Prabhupada established for us in the Bhagavad-gita, where's the Bhagavad-gita? I was reading it as well. What Prabhupada established for us in this book, the Bhagavad-gita, is amazing. So much so that actually, okay, so I have 4 life lessons for you. One life lesson I'm going to add as my 5th one, which I'll start with, is that the Bhagavad-gita is none different from the Lord. And Krishna can actually speak to you from the Bhagavad-gita. And I'll show you guys how amazing it is. Live experiment right now. I'm going to open a random page of this Bhagavad-gita, and I'm going to read the first few things that I see. And if I introspect in my life right in front of you guys on the screen, I'll see that whatever I open here is Krishna directly speaking to me and making me understand a particular situation about my life. Is that okay? Can we try this? Is that fine? We're going to put the Bhagavad-gita to the test. We're saying, the Bhagavad-gita is Krishna. It's Krishna. All right, let's see it work. Okay, there's the Gita. I'll play around like that, and I'll find a page, and I'll open it. Wow. So we're in chapter 10, text 17. Arjuna is asking Krishna a very important question that I'm sure it's a question that all of us might also have in our own individual lives. Oh Krishna. Okay, let me read for you the Sanskrit first. Katam vidyam aham yogims tvam sada parichintayan keshu keshu cha bhaveshu chintyasi bhagavan maya. Translation. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you, and how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? Boom. All of us here on this call, in one way or another, are trying to remember Krishna, are trying to think of Krishna, are trying to get Krishna into your heart fully established somehow. We know that Krishna is real somewhere or another, but we want to experience it. We want to feel it. I just don't want to read about Krishna in the books. I want to see the blue boy with a flute in front of me. How can I do this? Arjuna is having the same dilemma, and we've opened the book, and more so, all of us here are probably having the same dilemma in one way, shape, or form, unless all of you guys are yogis like Krishan, because I know you all have figured it out. You all uncracked the code, and you all know how to actually get to access Krishna, and you're just pretending that you don't know so that I can seem like I'm doing something. But it's amazing. It's amazing, isn't it? You can open the Gita and you get so much powerful reciprocation from Krishna. And so if I'm to look at that verse and then go to the purport, Prabhupada says in the purport, this is amazing. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is covered by his Yoga Maya. Only surrendered souls and devotees can see him. That's the purport to this verse. So now immediately we can ask ourselves, am I surrendered? surrendered? Who surrendered on this screen? We're probably not surrendered. So if we ask ourselves, why can't we see Krishna? Then we have an answer, right? We're probably not surrendered. So the next question comes, what do we need to do to become surrendered? Let's see if Prabhupada says something. Let's keep on continuing. So Arjuna is convinced that his friend Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, but he wants to know the general process by which the all-pervading Lord can be understood by the common man. Common men, including the demons and atheists, cannot know Krishna because he is guarded by his yoga maya energy. Again, these questions are asked by Arjuna for their benefit. The superior devotee is concerned not only for his own understanding, but for the understanding of all mankind. Because materialists cannot understand Krishna spiritually, they are advised to concentrate the mind on physical things and try to see how Krishna is manifested by physical representations. So how do we normally do this? When we come to the temple, we take darshan. We're looking at a physical form of Krishna that's there, and we're trying to meditate and remember Krishna, right? True or false? True, right? At times we look at a picture of Krishna, like a nice school picture of Krishna, we save it on our phone, right? True or false? A time we're in the family group and then our mom sends a nice picture of Krishna holding the flute or something like this, right? So we need to use our eyes as well. Krishna is telling us here, we need to use our senses. If we want to perceive Krishna, these same senses that we're using on Fortnite and on Instagram and on, taking selfies and, doing other different things, if we try to use them to see Krishna, then he'll help us to see him. Look at that. That's a live experiment. We've done it today. Proof that the Gita speaks to us. Krishna is actually here in this book, and it's magical. So I just thought that was nice, I was thinking it was gonna go wrong. I thought I was just gonna open a page and it just tells me something totally different. But see how Krishna works. It's magical. And that's how we can understand that we have such a powerful thing here. We're actually like billionaires. I'll tell you guys a secret. Everyone in this world, okay, let me not tell you everyone, but the top tier people in this world, the creme de la creme, the richest people in this world who've amassed so much money, thought at one point in their lives that if they become rich, they'll be happy. They'll know what to do. And I'll tell you now that 90% of people born in wealthy homes, most of them are dealing with mental health. Most of them have you could say they have a psychiatrist or they have a counselor, or they'll always say, I'm going for therapy. I'm doing therapy to kind of like clear my mind and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Well, I'm quoting American shows. But yeah, most of these wealthy people who already realized that they can't achieve happiness from the material world after getting all the money in the world, traveling to all these places in the world, they have to look at therapy to give them life solutions. They have to look at all this because they're frustrated, they don't have the answers. But we on this screen, everyone here is more or less a billionaire right now, guys. More or less a billionaire. Because you guys have access to the perfection of life. That's it. You got it. Casey, you got the access to the perfection right in your face. Shivani, you've got it. Now, the only difference is how much will you take advantage of it? How much will we choose to relax? How much do I still want to enjoy the material world? Or how can I enjoy the material world by looking at it spiritually? So I can get the best of both worlds and I become a winner. Something interesting, right? But we have the opportunity. Krishna has given all of us the opportunity. And so we are much richer than any billionaires out there. Because our riches go beyond this life. These billionaires, if they die tomorrow, they lose everything in their bank account. But us, even if we die tomorrow, we're going much higher places. We're going much better places because at least we know about Krishna. We know we want to try connect with him. And we know that he's very merciful and he's kind. And he says, those who know about me a little bit, I can save them from the most dangerous types of fear. That's mad. That's what you call lit. People tell you other things are lit. It's lit on Instagram and on Facebook. They don't know what lit is. Lit is when you've got the answers to the biggest problems of life. And you guys on this screen right now have it. So I'll share with you guys 4 life lessons that I've learned in my time as a monk. I'm still pretty new in the monastic life. So when I got the message that, oh, it's life lessons from a monk, I was like, man, me, a monk? I'm still a student monk. I'm actually in the stages. You can see I'm still wearing white. So I'm still in the early stages of monastic life, still trying to learn a few things. But if you see the real yogis, they're not wearing white. They're wearing an orange color, kind of like saffron, kind of close to this, which shows, oh, Aryan, stop being so kind, which shows that you're actually fully fixated on the platform of monastic life, that you're ready to just give your life fully to this. But also another nice thing is, even if we're not in the temple, even if you're at home studying, living your life, still wanting to hang out with your friends, you still can have these principles. At times you might think, oh man, the only way I can do this is if I become a monk. Who's ever thought that? Who's ever thought that the only way I can become pure is if I become a monk? Otherwise, if I'm outside, there's no way it's gonna happen. Yeah. Hey, okay. So there's some of you who thought that, but there's others who actually have also thought, probably I can do it at home. Who's ever thought that as well? That probably at home I can also achieve perfection. Okay, there's a few hands as well. Some guys have thought probably they can do it, and that's amazing. We can imbibe these teachings even at home, even whilst we're playing Fortnite, even whilst we're on TikTok, even whilst we're on Instagram. You can still have these teachings. So for my 4 life lessons, I have 4 keywords that I looked at, that I thought that monastic life helped me understand, or is helping me understand at the moment. The first word is perspective. Monastic life has kind of made me look at life from a different perspective, from a different angle. It's made me understand actually that the outside world is a little bit too much overhyped. All of you guys are in high school, or around that age, I guess. You guys are in high school dealing with O levels, trying to figure stuff out. And if I'm okay, I'll let you guys pop it for me on the chat, or you can even tell me privately if you don't want other people to know. What are the most popular, the most talked about things amongst your friends in high school? Tell me, like, amongst your friends, what are the most popular things? I want you guys to pop it for me on the chat. Okay, Jamaica said COVID. So COVID for Jamaica, that's the most popular. When they're in school, they look at COVID. Okay, Anuj is COD. Okay, Call of Duty. Someone else, football, social media. Let's see, GCSEs. Dungeons and Dragons, TikTok trends, food. Okay, right now you guys are doing a good job. I want to be friends with you guys. Food, look at that. You see TikTok trends, Dungeons and Dragons, social media, football, Call of Duty. And the way guys discuss these things in high school, especially because that's the time, right? It's like whatever topic this is the biggest thing. It's either this or nothing, Okay, some guys are thinking about GCSE and careers. That's quite powerful, actually. That's quite next level. Some guys are thinking about this as well. But yeah, most of the things at times that would happen in high school, like I remember when I was in high school, I used to not really care much about school. I used to be the guy who just can't wait for class to end so I can go sneak out and go to the canteen and eat a snack, Or I used to look for ways to kind of sneak out and say that I'm sick and I need to go to the toilet, and then I'd go to the toilet and I'd spend my time in the toilet on Instagram. And then when the teacher comes in, it's like, hey, you've been in the toilet for half an hour. I'm like, no, miss, my stomach hurts. But I was just on Instagram the whole time, Some of the things that we think about, especially in our clique of friends, we make it something so big. It's something so big. So, if let's say you're having a talk on Call of Duty with Anuj and his squad, and they're talking about COD and how, they played something. If Anuj goes home and his mom tells him, okay, you can't play COD tonight. On the day that they've talked about COD and they've all discussed and they all want to go online and play, it's going to bug him, It would bug me because we've hyped it up with my friends. So obviously I'll want, that's the anger, brew you up like, mom, what are you telling me? Close the door and be like, I'm gonna leave. Because we hype these things so much. And you'll notice things get hyped around you because of the environment, right? Your friends will say this thing is cool. Then tomorrow something else will be cool. So then that becomes a big thing. So being a monk has taught me that really material life, the material world is quite overhyped. You know, it's been kind of made to be bigger than it actually is. And if we identify that, then we can realize, okay, so where should things be hyped? Where should we give up a lot of energy? You know, we're being told, okay, fine, this material stuff isn't worth the hype. What are the things that are worth the hype? You know, and then us who are fortunate enough to come into spirituality understand that Krishna, the blue boy with the flute, he's worth the hype. Because this guy is pretty lit. First of all, my guy's been alive for millions and billions of years in the same body and still looks pretty young and lit, you know? He was on this battlefield looking 16 years old when my guy was like 500. That's pretty lit. He has all opulences simultaneously within him. That's pretty lit. He knows what's in my heart and what's in all of your hearts simultaneously. That's pretty lit. So me being in the temple as a monk, I got to realize actually the outside world is a little bit overhyped. And there's other places where we can give the hype. And that drew the word perspective. And so my question for you guys is, how can we apply perspective in our lives? Because you guys are not probably living in the temple like I am at the moment. But how can you apply perspective in your life where you're at? Something to think about. And if you have something, you can post it on the chat. You know, how can you use perspective if your friends are bringing like something, you know, like next level, and you know, you're thinking, oh wow, that's something, but then you apply perspective. What would that make you do? What would that make you think? And I was thinking about this analogy of a hawk. So you know what the hawk does? At times when the hawk is hunting for like a mouse, it's really high up in the sky, right? Like really, really high up in the sky. And so first it will see a mouse, and then it will zoom out and look throughout everything. 360 vision, you know? And then if another opportunity that's much bigger and better is in front of it, it will dive for that opportunity. But now for us, if we're not in spiritual life, whatever is the hype at the moment, TikTok, that becomes the big picture, you know? Man, I can't sleep because I can't, you know, my TikTok account isn't loading and I wanted to post this TikTok, you know, I wanted to post this dance move, you know? That becomes overhyped, but we want to be like hawks. If your friends are telling you to do something you don't really want to do, you can, just like a hawk, withdraw yourself and look at the bigger picture and see, actually, COD is lit, no problem. But my relationship with my mom, because she's getting angry about COD, is much more important. So let me pacify her tonight. And it's calm because my friends tomorrow will talk about COD and how much FOMO I'll have because of it. But the day after tomorrow, I'll play with them and they'll forget that I even missed the other day. You know? That's an interesting way we can apply perspective in our lives, you know? That, okay, fine, I missed the party. Guys were having a sleepover. Guys were having a sleepover at Kelly's house and I didn't get a chance to go. You know? My mom told me I couldn't leave Kelly's house. But then 2 weeks later, you know, Sitarani is having a sleepover at hers, and mom says, okay, fine, you can go to Sitarani's. And you go to Sitarani's, and Kelly also comes to Sitarani's. And you guys you won't even remember the fact that you guys missed out on the other days before. You know, that's a nice way we can apply perspective, that all these situations are very small. The material world makes it look like it's so big, but because we're yogis, because all of y'all are yogis, it becomes really small. So that's number one for me, perspective. The other one that came to me is simplicity. So Niam was talking about, oh, you know, how I used to, you know, do different things and stuff, and how I used to get all these followers and things like that. And before my life, before my life as a monk, I was trying to make it so complicated, you know? this trying to be like a celebrity, or having a photo shoot every day, different outfits, having to change my clothes like constantly, caring about how people look at me and how people think of me. If let's say I'm giving a talk and then I see Ishan is not paying attention, I'll be like, oh man, he probably doesn't like me, I'm probably a bad person, and I'll get depressed and I'll get frustrated, and then I'll try to compensate all these things by adding different things in my life, and it becomes hard to live. Really hard, guys, But life as a monk makes you think a little bit more simpler. Life as a monk is very, very simple. You're learning how to just take a step back and value the simple things in life. At times you don't think about it, but like waking up in the morning, even that process of brushing your teeth, getting ready, that's a powerful thing, because some people wanted to wake up that next morning, but they didn't get a chance. But we got a chance, you know what I mean? So like the simple things in life become even much more dear to you. I used to think that having fun was me going out to the club with my friends. But now I actually appreciate, me just having a chat and hearing how my friend is doing. Like yesterday, I called Niam and I was asking Niam how he was doing. I asked Niam, yo, is things going on well at your place? Everything is fine. Family's fine. Everything is cool. And he was telling me, yeah, things are okay. How's things on your end? And for me, that was a better conversation than me going out to the club all night with my friends before. The simple things in life become more meaningful. You'll realize even just chilling with your friends, having a simple lunch. Probably mom made a sandwich and then you split it with your friend and you guys eat it, and then your friend is talking to you about something they experienced and you're sharing about something you experienced. That becomes even much more of a powerful thing, All these things that we think can give us happiness, they start to reduce, to lessen. You know what I mean? Then Dushyant would be like, oh, no, I need to go to the club. I need to go do this and that. You'll be like, oh, no, it's cool. Let me join the Sangha. These guys are having a discussion about simplicity or about monk life. Let me join that. That's pretty dope, isn't it? So simplicity. Monk life or spiritual life, actually, I can just generalize it like that. Spiritual life, for me as a monk, I've learned, teaches you how to become more simple. Before, when I was in uni, at the beginning of my uni life, I used to spend around £100 on my food every month. When I started chilling with the monks, I could actually spend £20 every month on food and I'll not have to worry. And so what used to take me 1 month to survive on can now take me 5 months to live on. Now imagine if, let's say, you're trying to save up for like a new game. Let's say one of the guys, let's say Aryan wants to buy a new game, or Anuj wants to buy like the next level of Call of Duty, right? And mom said, no, I'm not gonna spend any more money on any Call of Duty games. But then he has his pocket money that he normally gets. Because of spiritual life, he'll realize the simple things and he'll be able to manage himself and spend less money. And then after a few weeks, he'll be able to buy himself the game. And mom will be like, where'd you get this game? Management, simplicity. Simplicity gives us what we want. If we're simple about things, at times, did you ever want something and then your friends are telling you, just ask mom, she'll give you, but you're like, no, mom's not gonna give me. I might as well ask my friend, and then I do this. You're trying all these different ways. Or let me ask dad. But no, dad also won't agree, so I probably need to ask my uncle, and then my uncle might talk to dad and like this. But then the next day you just decide, okay, let me just speak to dad. And then you speak to dad and dad gets it for you. You made something so simple, super complex. You get me? That's what spirituality does. It makes things that are super complex, super simple. And the expression that's used in the Gita by Srila Prabhupada is that if something is stressing you out, it looks as big as an ocean. By spiritual life, it becomes as small as the hoof of a calf. The hoof of a calf is very, very small. It can only put a little bit of droplets of water. So he says when we add spiritual life, Something that's big as an ocean becomes as small as the hoof of a calf. Simplicity. I think there's some stuff that's coming up here. One statement has come, like as a monk, you'll be less attracted to material things. Exactly. Exactly. Material things, they're there, but they won't bug you so much. You know, you have access to getting those games. You know, you have access to getting the next iPhone. But for you, it doesn't really matter so much because you're happy with the iPhone, even if it's the iPhone 11, even if it's the iPhone 6, even if it's the iPhone 4GS. You're happy because the iPhone doesn't determine whether you're happy or not. You know, some guys are probably getting the new PlayStation, but you still have got PS2. I know you laugh at you. Like my guy's still on PS2. PS2 looks like a CCTV camera, bro. No graphics in that. But if you're situated in in your spiritual wellness, then it won't really disturb you so much. Because you think whether it's a PS2, whether it's a PS3, whether it's a PS4, if my friends come and we are playing together and they're my real friends, we'll have fun together. And yes, here says something really amazing. You learn how to find happiness in the smaller, more meaningful things. So ask yourself, what small, meaningful things can I do that can actually give me more happiness? For some people, it's something easy, like just making a cup of tea in the morning, you know? Like you find, like I used to do this, like I'd wake up in the morning, you know, boil my water. I'm listening to some nice beats. You know, I used to listen to lo-fi. I don't know, does anyone of you guys listen to lo-fi? I don't know if yeah, I listen to lo-fi. And I listen to lo-fi beats in the morning just to get me on a nice mood, you know? Yeah, okay, we got some people out here, that's it. And listen to some so I was doing that and I would, you know, make my tea, you know, do some nice ginger tea and just look out in the window and just appreciate life. That man, there's people who their waking up was in tears, but I'm waking up like this. The simple things become more meaningful. You wake up and, you know, like probably like Sitarani and Takurani, they wake up and they're laughing, they're cracking jokes in the morning, you know, like I'm just sitting there just laughing all the time, you know, they're having like nice banter amongst each other. And they can appreciate that. That becomes more meaningful than waking up and then thinking, man, I lost one follower on Instagram. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? You know, the simple things become more meaningful. The third thing, so the first thing I talked about was perspective. The next thing I talked about was simplicity. The third thing as a monk that I've learned is discipline. I was the most indisciplined, actually still am the most indisciplined person, but monk life has kind of shown me that it's good to develop some discipline, and I'm trying to slowly develop discipline. Let me ask you guys, how many people here have woken up the same time and gone to bed the same time every day for the past 2 weeks? Show of hands. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got 4 people. Out of how many are we? 38. My guys. But no, that's amazing. Oh, you're 4, that's powerful. That discipline to be strict, you know, to learn how to control yourself. Okay, this is my time to go take rest. I'm going to go take rest. This is my time to do this. I'm going to do this. I learned a lot of that from being a monk. There were days I used to go to bed at midnight, wake up at midday. The days I used to go to bed at midday, wake up at midnight. Then the next day, I go to bed at 6 in the morning, wake up at 6 in the evening, and there was no steadiness at all. Very, very unsteady. But then by being in the monastic life, I learned, I need to kind of add discipline into my life. And so nowadays, I go to bed around the same time every day. Normally by around 8:30, 8:45, I go to bed. And by around 2:30, 3 o'clock, I wake up every day. And I found, I'm actually on a strict regimen. And you'll know this. If you are actually controlled in when you do your things, you have much more control over yourself. You know? And when things are stressing you out, if you're getting upset, you're getting tired, you're getting frustrated, you can maneuver these things if you have discipline. If let's say you need an assignment done, you know, and you're as disciplined as, you know, as our boy here, Mr. Anuj, you'll be like, okay, you know what? It's fine. I know I want to play COD, but I have my essay due, so I'm gonna finish my essay, then I'm gonna play COD. Like that. That discipline, for me, I learned it in the temple. I learned it as a monk. But I know all of you guys are quite disciplined as well. I can tell that all of you all are disciplined. And you guys can also give me some tips of how you become disciplined, what you do to make you more disciplined. Probably someone can pop it for me on the chat. Could be directly or in another way you can just share, you know, how you manage to be disciplined every day, you know, waking up at the same time, going to bed at the same time, how ticking those boxes has been good. And you'll notice you go to bed every day feeling good because you've put in a lot of work and you've seen, wow, I conquered the day. You're not feeling like, oh man, I wish I did that and this and that. But you're feeling, wow, I conquered my day. And it's a good feeling when you can go to bed knowing, wow, I did the most in my day. You know, I called all my friends that I wanted to call. I did my assignments, you know, I did this, I did that. And I'm quite situated like that. It's really, really good. A question came, does being a monk show you that you're not a person having a spiritual experience, but a spiritual being having a human experience? That's a good question. Wow. Should I answer this question now or should I wait until later? Okay, I'll answer it now. It's fine. When we start to take to this meditation, I'll give you a secret. At the beginning, we're just understanding, wow, actually, there's something more deeper. Then, as time goes on and you're reading about the soul, you know, you're hearing this concept about the spark of the fire and the fire, you know, and like all this individual spirit soul like this. And when we're closer to the fire, we're more powerful. And then you start chanting. Gradually, you start to feel, wow, this is just a machine. And it's a powerful feeling. That, yo, this is just a machine. The same way like when you're on your PlayStation or when you're on your phone, you're maneuvering through your things. You're controlling it to go to a different page, to a different particular. I used to talk about GTA. I don't know if you guys know about GTA here. I used to play GTA a lot when I was young. And we used to have one called Vice City. Vice City Stories. I don't know if you guys would know this. Back in the day. So I'd watch, you know, just like that. You're moving this person, you're making them do this and that. So the more you start to do the chanting, you feel it. Like, yo, this is just a body that I'm moving. Actually, this is not me. And it's a powerful feeling. It's really, really powerful. And when you feel like that, then the taste to want to keep on chanting becomes more. Chanting stops becoming like a chore. You know, at times you think, oh man, I got 4 rounds. But no, once you get that feeling, you feel, whoa, no, I want to go for it. I want to push for it like that. I want to keep on chanting. I want to go for it and push and push and push. So actually, it's a powerful feeling. You get to experience that you're actually just not a human being who's experiencing once or twice something spiritual. Oh, wow, that's so good. No, but that you're a spiritual being. And this human experience is what you're experiencing on an everyday today. And you know what, guys? That's possible for all of you. And the fact that you guys are here on this call today actually proves it, that you guys can experience this. And I'll give you guys a challenge after this. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. If it doesn't, please, you can add more. And let's see what else is there. Okay, so more questions are coming in. Wow. Okay, nice. Okay, I'll finish in the other last points. So I talked about perspective. Being a monk teaches you perspective. You start to see, oh wow, things are a little bit different than the way I normally see them. You know, there's this nice saying that goes, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So you're looking at the same things, but you're looking at them from a different angle. And so you're getting so many realizations and so many levels of understanding. Kind of like, I can give you a nice example. If when you were a baby, your mom gave you a diamond jewel worth 1,000 pounds. As a baby, when you look at that jewel, what would you want to do? Pop it in your mouth, isn't it? But then once you grow up and, you know, as intelligent as you guys are right now, you look at that jewel, you think, whoa, I've got here 1,000 quid, you know, because the way you look at things has changed, because you've changed the way you look at things by becoming more mature. So similarly, if we start to try to look at things from a spiritual angle by doing the meditation, and by, just like we did, opening a random page of the Gita every day. Okay, that's the challenge, guys. The challenge is every day, whenever you get the chance, ideally if you wake up in the morning, as soon as you wake up, first thing you do, open a random page of the Bhagavad-gita, have a read the purport, meditate on it like that, and then draw your own conclusion out of it. It could be something for you. You can share with someone, or if you want, you can share it with me. I don't mind. That's my challenge for you. Niam has my number. He can give it to you if you're willing to share it with me. You can share with me what your realizations are. And then I can actually hear from you guys and be inspired by you. That's my challenge. And I'll see how many people decide to reach out to me. Niam, you can give guys my number. If you guys have a group chat or whatever, I've given them permission to have it. So long as y'all are just not calling me and then cutting the call. Some guys would do that, you know, or like doing prank calls on me. Like, oh, hey, Ian, we just wanted to let you know you just won $1 million. Just don't do that, no. But yeah, you can just drop me a message and be like, oh, yo, so I opened my book randomly today and I got to chapter this, verse this, and this is what I got. That's my challenge. My other challenge for you is, after you do that, you chant 1 round of the Maha Mantra. You do 1 round on your beads, 7 to 10 minutes after doing that, and then you can do whatever you want, free license. But yeah, the last thing anyway that I wanted to get to, and then I'll answer the rest of the questions because more questions are coming. So we talked about perspective. It gives you perspective. Simplicity makes you live a much more simple life. And you'll notice what's a trend even, I don't know if you guys see the same trends that I'm seeing, but like in fashion, I used to be into fashion a lot. And in interior design, the whole thing right now is on minimalism. Anyone heard about this, minimalism? Minimalism is like a big thing now, isn't it? Because guys are understanding that, yo, the less you have, the better, you know, becoming minimal, becoming simple. So you guys you're already going to start doing this even before you get onto the trend. So you all are lit already. And so, yeah, simplicity, discipline, learning how to be regulated, you know, you set some goals for yourself every day, and then this and that is what you're going to do. And then you tick your boxes and you go to bed feeling fulfilled. You know, you have discipline. And then the last thing is tenacity. Anyone know what the word tenacity means? If someone knows, please drop it on the chat so I can see which intelligent guys we have here. And if you all are taking your time, we're going to Google Guru. Yeah, Google Guru over here. Okay, Krishna says flair. Interesting. Basically, determination. Yes, determination. That's it. Hey, Google Guru is quick, huh? Tenacity, determination. You'll notice the way the material world is right now. You can try something, and then after 2 or 3 days of not achieving it, can be like, to hell with it, I'm going to try something else. You know, you can try playing FIFA 11, and then you try FIFA 11 for like 2 days and you're like, this one's boring. You play FIFA 2016, you know, and you can change. You can try doing one sport for 2 or 3 days. Then you're like, I'm not feeling it anymore because I'm not getting what I want. And then you change to another sport or you change to something else. But in the temple, as a monk, you can't really do that. You can't go and tell guys, okay, I know I've been chanting 16 rounds, but I think I need to just chant 8 today. Is that okay? You can't do that. You can't give up. You have to keep on pushing. So what it also teaches us is, in order to get something big in life, you'll have to put in loads of work. You'll have to put in some intensity somewhere. It won't just come in a flash, you know? Today I can see someone here is calling it Goranga, but his picture is of my boy called Hirsch. And Hirsch was with me. We were actually studying. We're doing a thing called Bhakti Shastri together. And today we were discussing about how difficult it is to like achieve spiritual perfection if you're not really focused or determined. And we're just thinking about it like, damn, man, like, can we ever reach this? You know, is it really possible that I'll be able to see Krishna in this lifetime, that I'll go back to, man, probably in like 5 lives, 6 lives, 10 lives, you know? But one thing that the temple teaches us, and actually you guys can also apply in your life, is being determined. Anytime you put determination in something, you can achieve your goals, you know? Could be that subject that you didn't like. It's thanks to people like you. You guys are amazing. You're putting in the work, you know, you're trying, you're doing your own things also. You have life, you have school, you have, you know, friendships, you have relationships, but you're still trying. That push, Krishna's never gonna forget it. I might forget it. I'll forget, last time I told you guys to chant. Did you guys chant the round when we agreed last time we're gonna chant around? We did, right? We all did? Huh? Okay, yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat the... But if you do it, Krishna will never forget. I might forget. Probably will never even ask, did you guys do the next challenge? Come. But Krishna will always know, like, yo, Ian told these guys to go, you know, do this Gita reading every day. Try read one chapter, you know, one verse and one purport like this. And some people did it, some people didn't, but Kushi decided to do it every single day. I'm never gonna stop looking at her and giving her blessings. You know, Brinda decided, oh, I'm actually gonna look at this verse. And even if I don't read the full purport, at least I'll read a little bit and just meditate on that for now. Krishna will never forget it. And that's why he's amazing. Because at times our friends forget all the good things we do for them. At times even we might feel like our parents don't remember the things that we do for them, or the things that they think we don't remember the good things that they do for us. You know, at times my mom used to be like, Ian, I do all these things for you and all you do is ignore me. Huh? What kind of a son are you? But Krishna will never forget. He's amazing. Why? Because he loves you. All of y'all. All of y'all. Krishna loves you. Okay? And even if everyone else makes you feel like he doesn't love you, call me and I'll remind you that Krishna actually loves you. And he loves all of us. And he wants us to just fall in love with him. And he'll give us this kind of tools and trips: discipline, tenacity, simplicity, perspective. If these are things we also want and we can't achieve, we ask Krishna, hey, Mr. Blue Boy with the flute, chilling with Radharani, can you come and sort me out? Because life's a little bit tough. And he can help out. He's very, very kind. He's the kindest guy ever. Kindest guy ever. So yeah, so I'll finish there. Let's go through the questions. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully I wasn't boring. I tried my best to express based on my realizations and understanding. But let's see what questions have come about. Okay. So someone asks, Prabhu, how was the transition at the start of being a monk? Good question. Actually, it wasn't easy at the beginning because I was used to having my own space. You know, I used to wake up whenever I wanted to. I was telling you guys, you know, when I was hungry, I could just order in. I had Uber Eats, I had everything Deliveroo, you know. I would just go up to the store, to the shop, and you know, I used to eat hot Cheetos, and hot Cheetos have like onions and garlic. So I was doing bad things, you know. I actually wasn't doing good things. And at the beginning it was tough, but then what's magical is that you feel that Krishna loves you. And when you feel that Krishna loves you, feel like, you know what, it's okay. I'll give it a go. I'll push a little bit more, you know. I'll just try do it because Krishna, you're telling me that you love me and you're there with me every single day. I could die tomorrow, but you're making sure that I'm still alive. The least I can do is just follow what you tell me a little bit, right? Just a little bit. At least I'll try. Even though I like my Fortnite, even though I like my Instagram, even though I like Instagram and Twitter, I like my PS. I'll try to put in a little bit. And Krishna is like, it's okay. You know, it's okay. Imagine if your mom was like, okay, spend some time with me. And then you said, no, I would spend some time with you. And then she says, it's okay. It's fine. You kind of feel like, oh, but okay, mom, I'll spend some time with you. It's all right. It's okay. I love you, mom. Like that, you know? So after some time, it just makes you feel like, you want to give some time to Krishna also. When we start to understand what Krishna is doing for us. And hopefully, if we do that challenge of opening the Gita like this and just getting a random page and seeing like that, boom. Oh, this is trippy. The verse that I found is, I remember the first one we were wondering, Arjuna was wondering, whoa, how can I like see you? How can I understand you? And we were talking about that, right? That's what we were on, right? Now this is, this is amazing. This is the verse. I'm actually going to read the Sanskrit as well because this is magical. Adrishta purvam hishitosmi drishtva bhayena cha pravyatita manome tadeva me darshaya deva rupam prasida devesha jaganivasa. This is what Arjuna says. After seeing this form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened. But at the same time, my mind is disturbed. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. Look at that. We were wondering, how can we get to see Krishna? What do? Here's a situation where Arjuna was also wondering, how can we see Krishna? And Krishna shows him even the universal form. And Arjuna is saying, yo, Krishna, you've shown me too much. You show me too much. Just give me back just your normal you. Do we want to reach that day? That day when we're like, Krishna, it's too much. I'm thinking about you too much. I can't do this. It's too, I want to do my service, but I'm just lost in thoughts of you. I just opened it randomly like that. We did this together. I didn't do this by myself. We did this together. I put it there to you guys, and then we opened it together. That's the magic. So, it helps us. Beginning can be difficult, but when we keep on trying and we feel the love from Krishna, then it became easier. And I was able to kind of like, do it even much better. What challenges do you face being a monk, and what initially alerted you to take the next step in monastic life? So, challenges will always be there, and everything in life will always give you challenges. Everything. Let's start there. Nothing in life is going to be easy. Everything in life is always going to give you challenges. We know this, stuff like what birth, death, old age, and disease will always be there, whether you're in the temple, whether you're outside of the temple, whether you're Kim Kardashian in your mansion, or whether you're a poor guy on the street. All of you will still have the same problems and difficulties in life. Happiness, fulfillment, etc, etc. So there are challenges at times. There are days I wake up and I'm like, man, I don't want to wake up. My bones are hurting, man. And then the devotees will tell me, okay, go to sleep. But there are times I feel, but Krishna woke up this morning to get ready for me also to see him. Krishna woke up he actually usually wakes up at 3:15 every morning, Krishna. And he gets dressed, he holds his flute for us to go and see him, And so I was like, man, okay, if he's doing that for me every morning, at least I can do. So at times it's like, you wake up and I'm so tired, I don't want to do it, a few days ago, we got a vaccine for COVID just to keep us safe. And then we got the side effects of like fever, really, really crazy fever for me. I got, probably my body was just one, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. But yeah, so I got the side effect. And in the morning, I was feeling so much pain and my bones are aching. And I was like, Krishna, I'm not going to wake up for me. I'll wake up for you. Because you're there. You wake up for me every day. So I'll just do this for you. So I got up and I was pushing and I was in so much pain. And I was trying to drink water and I was being told by the bodies, some people weren't even able to wake up. They couldn't. It was crazy. But when the curtains opened and I saw Krishna there, I felt like I wasn't sick anymore. Because it's like he was telling me, thank you for coming to see me, like that. So yeah, difficulties you face like that, at times you're lazy, at times the program is too difficult, but, because you start to feel the love of Krishna, you'll want to do something. So even at home, you have your little practice. At times you feel like, oh man, I don't want to read the Gita. I know Ian said, yeah, let's just do one verse, but man, this verse is long, man. I'll do it in audiobook version. So I can just hear it as I'm doing something else. But when you do it, you feel, wow, actually, I've achieved something, I made something work like that. And it's quite nice. So challenges will always be there. At times, you want to go into the shower, but there's other 4 people waiting for the shower as well. And then you have to fight, to get ready for the shower. It's like, oh, it's crazy. Someone takes your toothpaste and then you're like, where's my toothpaste? And then you're struggling and you go and you steal somebody else's toothpaste. To some degree, it's also fun, It's like a brotherhood. And the girls also, they have their lady side as well. They also have that sisterhood. At times you just hear them shouting, no, but you took my sari, you did this. And then you just hear people running and then like, oh, we have to go for darshan. And then they all go and we just see Krishna and then it just becomes about Krishna. And then there, everyone is dancing. At times we fight, People have arguments. No, what are you telling me? Who do you think you are? But then when we go in front of the deities and we start doing kirtan, we forget. And it's just, wow, we're here for Krishna, like that. How would you convince someone to join Krishna consciousness? That's a good question. So basically, how would you preach to get someone to join Krishna consciousness? That's a good question. But the best way to preach, and Prabhupada says this, if you want to convince others to become Krishna conscious or to join Krishna consciousness, make sure you've joined it first. If you're going to tell your boys, you're chilling with your boys and you're telling them, oh man, yeah, chanting is actually good. Make sure you're not just telling them that chanting is good and you're not chanting any rounds. But you're showing them that chanting is good because it's transforming your life. And then they believe you. Like if I was sitting here and saying all these things, but I wasn't practicing, you wouldn't believe me. Would you be able to believe me? You'd be like, what is this guy talking about? My guy is always sleeping all day. We are told, probably the TP will come and tell you, actually, Ian doesn't wake up every morning. Ian sleeps most of the time. If I was to come to the next talk to speak to you, would you believe what I'm saying? You definitely wouldn't, because it's not real. But because it's a real change I've made in my life, then maybe you look at it and be like, oh, actually, probably if he's doing it, I can probably try something as well. So the best way for you to convince someone to become serious in Krishna consciousness is if you yourself are serious in Krishna consciousness. If you're taking it to it nicely, if you're reading, if you're relishing. And Prabhupada actually says, like, the bliss in Krishna is actually in our hearts. The only thing is that we've forgotten and we just have to polish ourselves to remember. So that when you just do that and you just, make sure you remember nicely and you feel it in the heart, then you'll be able to convince anyone and everyone. Everyone will believe you because it's real for you. That's the secret. What else is there? Oh, what encourages you to become determined at something? I guess it's the same thing, like just what you can get from it, Like Krishna says, I promise you, if you surrender unto me, all your sinful reactions, I'm going to take care of them. And before I became a devotee, I wasn't a good guy. I used to be rude to people. I used to fight people at times. I used to not do the best of things. I used to do some bad activities at times. I wasn't the best of people. And so even when I joined Krishna consciousness and I was seeing people like you guys who, you guys are pure, you've never even thought about drinking or anything like this. And these are things I was doing, really, really bad demonic things. So I look at people like you and I'm like, man, can I ever be like Aryan? Can I ever be like Niam? Will it be possible? Probably not. I'm a demon, Like I just do all the wrong things. I've been doing all the things that Krishna says in the Gita not to do. I came from a home where people were eating animals, I'm a demon. But then Krishna also says, but if you take to this process, I'll help you. So because he said this, I feel really bad. All those cows that, I contributed to their murder, it's not a good feeling. So I kind of feel, man, I need to do something now, So that's why I'm trying to build. I'm not yet fully determined, but I'm trying to build some determination because, Krishna is going to take care of me, But the main thing is that we have to believe, you know. It's hard and it's not easy. It's not easy. The question of faith is a tough thing, but we can fuel it. The more, you know, we keep on hearing, chanting, speaking to other people about spiritual life, then that faith becomes actually, yeah, the blue boy with the flute is real. Because at times you might think, oh, is he real though? You know, is he really real? Who's ever thought like that before? There we go. There we go. Honesty. I like honesty. Thank you. Thank you. At times we think about it like this, like, you know, yeah, everything, you know, yeah, he did that cool stuff, you know, he was advising Arjuna, yeah, you know, with Sitaram, you know, he was able to conquer Ravan, you know, Krishna was killing all these demons. But like, is he real though? And is he thinking about me? He's thinking about me? Man. At times that feeling is there. But you know how we know it's real? Because we have others who can prove it to us. You know, and we can also experience it for ourselves. If we actually try and become determined, then you'll experience it. And you know what Krishna does? He'll give you a taste. He'll give you some space, you know? So what's making me determined is because he's giving me some taste. So I think, okay, no, I have to do. He's giving me such, you guys don't know how happy it makes me feel when I talk to you guys. Actually, I remember after the last talk we had, I almost cried because I was like, it's so amazing. You know, all these people, they don't really know me. And, you know, they don't probably care about me, but they're here to listen to Krishna. And then I can get to meet them and I can get to see them as well. You know, that's amazing. You know, you don't find it anywhere else in the world. So that keeps me determined, you know. When I see people like you trying to also, you know, add a few things, you know, you're on your own individual journey trying to get to Krishna. That makes me determined because it's like, man, they're doing it and they're still at school, studying, trying to get the aces done and still trying to chant Hare Krishna, still keeping up with friends, still keeping up with Fortnite and Instagram and all these things. And then me, I'm here in the temple room. I have everything to make me Krishna conscious, but I'm still not doing anything. You guys make me keep me determined. So thank you so much. I'm also very much indebted to you guys a lot. I appreciate you. Yeah. Is there any other question? I don't know. Let me just see if there was another question. Yeah, so I think that's more or less everything. Unless anyone else has anything they would like to ask. If anyone would, if you can even unmute your mic and ask a question, I don't mind. I'm okay with that. But otherwise, yeah, I hope that talk was helpful. You know, at times I just talk a lot. Yeah, we're quite fortunate, and all of y'all are monks actually. Y'all are monks already. You don't have, there's this song, you probably don't know it, but it's a Rastafari song. And the song goes, you don't have the dreads to be Rasta. I don't know if any one of you knows this song. And basically the song is saying, you don't have to be wearing dreadlocks to be a Rastafari, but it has to be a part of the heart. So similarly, you all don't have to be dressed in robes and saris to be actual monks and yogis. But if you practice nicely from your homes, you know, amidst everything else that you're doing, then even you guys are as good as me here, as good as all the other big monks we have in the temple, you know, and as good as those ones who see Krishna every day, because you're all giving it a shot. You're trying, you know, and that's what's most important. Just keep on inspiring. Inspire me every time you guys come for these sanghas. And I wish you guys nothing but the best in your spiritual journeys. I hope these life lessons from me are useful. You can apply them in your life one way, shape, or form. And any way I can help you, I give you guys a nice challenge. What's the challenge? Open up a random page of the Bhagavad-gita, read a shloka, read the translation, try to go through the purport and see if we can apply it into our lives, and then take your bead bag, and then just one round of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra we do like this. And then Krishna will reveal himself. He actually will. He promises. And Krishna keeps his promises, you know? Actually, there's a time Krishna was about to break his promise, but he didn't break his promise when the devotee keeps it. You guys know the pastime of Hiranyakashipu, right? And Prahlad Maharaj and you know, because Krishna's devotee, Lord Brahma, made the vow, you know, then he had to kill Hiranyakashipu when he did. And even here in the Bhagavad-gita, it's amazing. Krishna tells Arjuna, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. So because Arjuna says it, then that means Krishna has to stick with it. Otherwise, if he breaks it, then that means he's calling Arjuna a liar. Powerful, huh? So even you guys, you know, you can test Arjuna, you know, and you do it because Arjuna is saying it. Because if Arjuna is saying it, then Krishna has to stick by it. And we can kind of test Krishna like that. But he's promising us, you know. Jai, thank you so much. Niyamo, go away with your compliments. Thank you. And thank you guys so much for listening. And hopefully we can, you know, dive deep and connect and be happy in spiritual life. And you guys are just on your basic levels, you know, on your foundation stages of your growth. You probably know more than me anyway, but you're on the foundational stages. And by the time you reach 20 years of age, you guys will be soaring. You'll be really soaring. Prabhupada will be so happy to have people like you. Mahaprabhu will be so happy because, yo, you guys are here. Krishna will be like, I can't wait to get you guys home because all of y'all are amazing. So, Hare Krishna, I'll finish there. Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Ian Prabhu, for that talk. Each time you just get so inspiring. It's crazy. I don't know how you do it. It's so good. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And I think, yeah, everyone's just showing how much they enjoyed the talk on the chat. It's so good. Thank you so much for joining with us today. And I think I was reading, I think some people have been messaging me, and I think they're trying to book you in already for the next one. They're like, let's get Ian Prabhu back straight. Let's get him back. Let's book him in. So, but thank you so much for joining with us today. Really appreciate it. And yeah, everyone just keep on showing love for Ian on the chat.
And thank you guys as well. Thank you. Really. Thank you guys. Because you guys do a lot for us, man. You guys, you're the reason why Krishna consciousness is still alive. If we didn't have you guys doing this, you know, where would Krishna consciousness go? So it's actually thanks to people like you. So every time when you say thank you to me, also thank you, pat yourself on the back because you're doing it. Okay, Anuj, you're doing it. You're out here killing it for Krishna, you know? So thank you all. Really appreciate you guys. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Ian Prabhu. Really appreciate it. And thank you so much, guys, for joining today. I know we always go over time, but if you guys would like to play a Kahoot, just drop it in the chat or give me like a thumbs up because okay, Jamie is saying yes.